Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and I really hope that everybody out there had a very, very, very good Easter because a lot of people in Sri Lanka obviously did not and are dealing with one of the most horrific and coordinated events of its type in modern history. So, up until now, I literally just finished up my dinner with some of my friends. Shout out to Healthy Junk Food. They're in town, JP and Julia. If you haven't seen their stuff, it's a lot more lighthearted than what we're going to talk about. And still, no one has taken responsibility for what has occurred. So there's a lot going on in this case. And yes, our military just happened to be in the vicinity doing drills with the Sri Lankan government at the time. And we're going to kind of go over the history of our military presence there and selling arms and how that may be in direct relation to what the response is going to be to this horrific event. Now, before we get into anything else, let's talk about this. We've got 7 people right now in custody. The country is on curfew, so I believe that, yes, social media blackouts. Facebook has been blacked out. WhatsApp has been blacked out. So there's a lot of censorship going on right now in that country. And we're going to go over the military 39 million that we recently gave them, but that's going to be a little down the road. Right now, I want to talk about how coordinated this was. Right now, we know over 200 people have died. They're saying 207, 450 wounded. I suspect that that number is going to be a lot higher. 7 suspects arrested. So if we scroll down here, we can, obviously see some of the footage. But there's footage of some of these raids, and that's what I want to focus on because they are arresting people right here. People are being raided. Again, 7 people in custody. We don't know what group has taken responsibility for this. But as I said before, it was extremely coordinated. When you look at this, let's X that right out. You see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now they say that they found a 6-foot pipe bomb that did not explode. So a 9th target throughout a country of over 22 million. Who in many ways has been allied with the United States and its arms dealers, quite frankly, its illegal arms dealers, that is, since the 80s. And now they are in large debt to China. They're in the South Asian Sea, as you can see in the Indian Ocean. And they're a very strategic landmark for the United States, hence this $39 million that was given last February. Okay? Now, on the heels of that, the U.S. Navy at the end of March, okay, literally 3 weeks ago, started talking about how they needed to rapidly enhance Sri Lanka's Navy capabilities to ensure free and open Indo-Pacific Ocean. All right? Again, extremely significant when this piece here in the Asian Tribune explains to you how in the early 80s, 84 to 87, there was an uprising going on, and the government was not in good graces with the United States. They had a candidate that they were openly backing, the CIA was openly backing, that they were able to get in right around 87. You can look at the CIA and State Department reports on this that are out there. And what they were doing is basically propping this guy up and then militarizing that region. Now, right now, the guy, the opposition, let's see, what is his name if we get all the way down? I don't want to butcher it, but the Paksa is not such good graces with the United States. The government right now is. And like I said, naval drills this exercise called Cooperation Afloat Readiness in the Sri Lanka harbor started on Friday. Okay, this is an annual exercise. You can see that there were extra Navy ships in that area for this exercise. So that tells me what? Well, we already have extra forces there. our president has said, we stand ready to help. We know some of these people are European nationals, United States citizens. So once again, you look at this, you look at who the targets are and what the day is, an Easter Sunday attack on Christians in churches and hotels, and one thing leads to another. You got to think that the people that are going to take responsibility or be given responsibility are going to be some kind of Muslim terror group. And in that regard, guys, we know what our policies are. We know what our policies are in Afghanistan. We know what our policies are in Iraq. We know what our policies are in Syria. Many people don't understand that we are in many nations in Africa through AFRICOM, fighting Islamic terror there as well. And this is horrific. This is going to send the population into a frenzy. It will not be helped, in my opinion. I don't want to show any of the graphic stuff, that the government, again, has caused curfews and has stopped social media to stop the spread of false information. But you can bet your ass this was as coordinated as it gets. This is a huge thing. And I, again, think that the toll is going to be extremely higher. I think that those numbers are very, very conservative at this point. And with the military that has already said it wanted to grow in the region, okay, that may have a conflict there in this upcoming election, you would think that these attacks more than likely will strengthen the regime in power, as it will also more than likely be blamed on some of their enemies in a much broader sense. And it's already given the government the ability, once again, to go in, arrest people, 7 people in custody. Not saying, and I'm not saying that they don't deserve to be. I'm just saying you look at the atmosphere here. So again, a 6-foot pipe bomb is found at Sri Lanka's main airport after that series of blasts. It's unbelievable. It's unthinkable. But what could an aftermath look like with United States aid? I would be hard-pressed to think that anybody in Congress or anybody in the Senate, aside from maybe a Rand Paul, wouldn't vote for some type of resolution where more military force was used in that region. And I really can't emphasize enough. Let's talk about this this drill, because I want to just I want to read to you what exactly it is, because I don't want people to think that it was some kind of drills to do with explosives. This was in the harbor. These were military exercises. So let's get to reading this bad boy. Commander Task Force 73, a U.S. Navy task force of the United States 7th Fleet, announced the beginning of the 25th annual CARAT exercise, end series between the U.S. Navy, U.S. Marine Corps, and armed forces of partner nations on April 19th. So there you have the Navy, the Marines, and, the Army. And I want to say this. Obviously, you've seen intelligence agencies and black operations use those military groups before, or people embedded in them. If you look at the history of Oswald, for instance, it seems more than likely he is one of those characters. I'm not saying that is this case, but when you have so many different branches of the military already in the region for a joint drill just before this, and then an attack like this happens, I'm not insinuating there's anything nefarious, but you're certainly poised to have a military-like response. So let's continue with this. Let's go to the other one right here. The U.S. says the exercise will give troops a chance to conduct underwater diving sessions, combat life-saving training, and practical small boat maneuvers. Sri Lankan sailors will have the chance to serve aboard Navy vessels for hands-on learning during the sea phase of the exercise to increase interoperability between the two countries, it added. So it appears that, there will be a phase outside of the sea phase. And this is 25 years of these different exercises. Karat is an adaptable and evolving exercise, said Lieutenant Commander Ernie Karajan, Theater Security Cooperation Task Force, or Officer for Task Force 73. We work together with each partner nation as they develop tailored scenarios to address our shared maritime security concerns. So, tailored scenarios. And the United States has stepped up its military ties with Sri Lanka. This is, again, days before the attack. This is what they're announcing. So our military at the end of March says we want to up it. In this exercise, we say that we are going to strengthen military ties despite concerns of human rights abuses and mass atrocities committed by Sri Lankan troops. Almost a decade ago, tens of thousands of Tamil citizens were massacred in military offenses and drew widespread condemnation and has been a subject of several UN reports. To date, no one has been accountable for the killings. Well, at least they popped that in there in the article. It wasn't all just praising of these exercises. So, once again, you have these horrific, coordinated actions, obviously targeting Christians, but like I said, no one's really taking credit for this. Mystery surrounds this. Even CNN an hour ago, they don't have anybody saying, "Hey, we did this." That's very, very odd. What do you guys think? Please tell me in the comments. Obviously, I'm going to continue to cover this story as it develops, especially if it's decided that we're going to get into some other military conflict. If you guys don't know me, I'm pretty anti-war unless I feel like we've been directly attacked. And I encourage you to check out my films on 9/11, including Fabled Enemies, which is available free on this channel. Please check that out because I think that's extremely important to look at in context here. If you are not subscribed and you just found this channel, you found what you saw interesting, please subscribe. Go check out my other work at We Are Change and Pulse Change. Make sure to ring that bell for notifications. Share this stuff on social media. And guys, we are so close to 15K. We may actually reach it tonight. I'll be doing an AMA-style broadcast when we do that, answering the chats and taking phone calls. Really excited about it. So if you haven't joined the Burmese Brigade yet, get on it. And thank you to everybody who has. Thanks again, guys. We'll talk to you later.